Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss IELTS Writing Task 1 report writing. Type of report writing we are going to discuss, that is pie chart. Basically in writing test of IELTS there are two types of task. First task is report writing and second task is essay. So here we are going to discuss one report writing, that is pie chart. What is the strategy to solve pie chart is, first you should know the word limit. The word limit for the writing task 1 is 150 words. You have to write at least 150 words, 4 paragraphs, and it consists 3 bands. So here we are going to discuss one pie chart. First pie chart is the following chart. The following chart shows a percentage of energy production. The following chart shows a percentage of energy production by fuel source in France in 2 years. Report the main features and make the comparison where relevant. So here one pie chart is showing 1990 data of France fuel sources, and the second one 2020 in 2010 they are also showing the fuel sources percentage. So you have to compare both pie chart. So we are going to learn how you will write this report writing. Basically there are 4 paragraphs. First one is introduction, second one is overall, and in third one and fourth paragraph you will describe the whole data. So first we will learn about the pie chart. Here there is a whole distribution of pie chart is given to you. First distribution is of 90 data, and second distribution is of 2010 data. First distribution is of 90. Here 28% shows coal, 22% shows oil, 28% shows natural gas, and 6% shows hydropower, 17% shows nuclear power. Same as it is in 2010 data. Red percentage shows nuclear power, blue shows coal, 13% shows oil, yellow shows natural gas, 2% shows hydropower. This is the main analysis of the whole 2 paragraphs. In first paragraph, there is a mention that coal and natural gas consist same percentage. Then there is oil, and then there is nuclear power and hydropower. And in 2010, 67% is nuclear power. The major part of the pie chart is nuclear power, and then there is coal, oil, natural gas, and the last one is hydropower. So we have analyzed the whole pie chart. Now we are going to discuss how to write this pie chart. How to write your report writing. So first paragraph is of introduction. First we have to change the introduction part. First we have to change the given line into introduction by using some synonyms. Here the following chart shows the percentage of electricity production by fuel source in France in 2 years. Report the main features and make comparison where relevant. What we are going to do in first paragraph, in 2 to 3 lines you have to answer first paragraph, and you have to change the whole line with using synonym. So the following chart shows the given 2 pie chart depicts. Then the percentage of electricity production by fuel source in France in 2 years. You will change little bit information. The given 2 pie chart depicts shows, you will change shows with depicts the percentage of electrical power production. Electrical power production, here there is only mention of electricity production. You have changed electrical power production by 5 different fuel sources: coal, oil, natural gas, hydropower and nuclear power in the country of France for 1990 and 2010. So in the first paragraph, you have to answer first paragraph into 2 to 3 lines. You just have to change the given statement with the use of synonym. Then there will be a second paragraph of overall. What is the meaning of overall? Overall means you have to analyze whole data of 2 pie chart. Then you have to briefly describe that data. And you know that data is given in 1990 and 2010. So you have to use past tense. So we will start our overall with the at a fleeting glance, or you can start with overall. At a fleeting glance means at a first glance, when we thoroughly see the whole data, it can be clearly seen that France had a fairly even distribution of various fuel types to generate electricity in 1990, especially coal, oil and natural gas. So here in first pie chart, there is a mention that coal and natural gas had the same percentage, 28% and 28%. So and then there is a 22% of oil. So they are fairly distributed. So here we use this line that at a fleeting glance it can be clearly seen that France had a fairly even distribution means same distribution of various fuel types to generate electricity in 1990, especially coal, oil and natural gas. Then you have to mention about other pie chart, that is 2010. However, 2 decades later, 2 decades means 20 years, 20 years later in 2010, the France relied on nuclear power more. So what is the major part of the fuel? That is nuclear power. So here, however, 2 decades later, there is a significant change and France had a much greater reliance on nuclear power to produce electricity. So you just have to mention important words. So however, 2 decades later, you will use there is a one mistake here. You will use, instead of using is, you will use was here. Next, in third and fourth paragraph, we are going to discuss the whole data. First, in third paragraph, we are going to discuss 1990 data, and then in the next paragraph, we are going to discuss 2010 data. So, looking into the information for the more later, in 1990, nuclear power as a source of energy stood at 17% of electricity production in France. In first pie chart, nuclear power stands for 17%. Then natural gas and coal both represented 28%. Natural gas and coal represented 28%. We are using past tense here. When we are writing, we are using past tense, ed. We are using ed with every verb. Oil was not far behind, accounting for just over a fifth of energy production. So oil is 22%. So it is just a near about fifth of whole data of 100%. Fifth part, near about fifth part. However, hydropower indicated only a small proportion of energy generated in 1990 and 2010. You already know that hydropower stands at the last. So here we have discussed 1990 data. Then we are going to discuss 2010 data. Probing ahead. Probing ahead means moving ahead. Nuclear power embraced a boom in generating electrical power. If you want to score more bands, you have to use that vocabulary, rich vocabulary, and you have to make comparisons. Nuclear power embraced a boom in generating electrical power. Obviously, nuclear power stood at 67%, and the total proportion of electricity produced by nuclear power was set to increase by a factor of 4, means the total percentage is near about 70%, or you can say it is a factor of 4. From 70% to almost 68% in 2010. You already know that in 1990 nuclear power stands only at 17%, so in 2010 it stands at 67%. So obviously 17 multiply 4, that is 68%, so it stood at 4%. In 2010 there was still two fuel sources that produce the same amount of electricity. However, they were coal and oil with 13%, not coal and natural. Additionally, natural gas drastically dropped to just 4%. A lot of the fuel sources for electrical output, and the remaining 2% of power was produced by using hydropower. So here we are discussing the next parts of the pie chart, that is coal, oil, and natural gas and hydropower. Coals and oil, they are generating the same ratio, the same percentage, that is 13% and 13%. We are discussed here that they are the same amount. And then there is a natural gas. In natural gas, in 1990 natural gas stood at 28%, and then in 2010 natural gas stood at 4%. You mentioned that here it dropped to 4%, and then there is a hydropower, that is 2%. So with this we completed whole discussion of pie chart. First, writing task 1, that is pie chart. There are 5 to 6 types of pie chart of writing task 1, like bar graph, pie chart. There is a procedure chart, there is a map, bar graph, line graph. But here we discussed only one, that is pie chart. So whenever there is a writing task 1, you have to write 4 paragraphs. First you have to introduce the same line with synonym in 2 to 3 lines. Then there will be a overall, you have to discuss the whole data in 4 to 5 lines. Then there will be a third paragraph and fourth paragraph where you have to discuss one pie chart. Then you have to discuss second pie chart, 1 year. Then in fourth paragraph you have to discuss other year. So with this we completed our whole discussion of pie chart. If you really like this video, please like and share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.